It took me 27 videos before I hit 1,000 subscribers. And that took me 18 months. It then took me another 2 years before I got monetized. But that's not what this video is about. This is just about how to get your first 1,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. And knowing what I know now, I probably could have done it a lot quicker, but you need to learn as you go. You also might be thinking 27 videos, that's not a lot. You got there pretty quickly. Well, yeah, and there is something I did a little bit different that helped with that. And I'm going to get into that here as well. So based on my own experience and the things that I've learned, these are the steps that I would take to get to 1,000 subscribers in the shortest amount of time if I were to do it over again. And I'm breaking this down into 3 distinct phases. All right, 1,000 subscribers. Let's go. Phase 1. The first phase I call the learning phase. In this phase, you do not need subscribers yet. Might sound counterintuitive, but you're not going to focus on getting subscribers. You want to focus on search-based content, search-based helpful content, okay? And you're going to do this for, I'm going to say 20 videos. So your first 20 videos, you want to think about your niche. You want to think about who you're trying to reach. Hopefully you've spent some time identifying those things and make videos that people in your niche or your audience might be searching for. Okay, so think of keywords that they might be searching for. Like picture them sitting down in front of YouTube or Google, and what are they looking for? What do they need help with? If you can start making videos that help them with the things that they need help with, that they're searching for, that's a perfect way to start your channel. So I call it the learning phase though, for 2 reasons. It's not just YouTube learning who you're trying to reach, and they'll get better and better at learning that the more search-based, helpful type content that you make. But it's also for you to learn how to make videos, right? All the things. There's all kinds of things you need to learn. How to talk to the camera, how to make videos, how to edit videos, how to make thumbnails, how to structure a title, right? All these things you will need to learn over time. You don't have to know them all when you're starting out. It is important just to start, but the more videos you make where you're practicing these things, the better you're going to get at them. There's something else you can focus on in the learning phase after you've got a few videos made is to start looking at short form content. And I don't mean shift your focus and spend a lot of time at it. I just mean get some clips out of your long form content that's performing well and make shorts out of them. I highly recommend you start making long form videos first. And then once you've got, say, 5 or 10 of those made, identify the ones that are doing the best for you and use a tool like Nexus Clips to create shorts from them. And then you upload those to your YouTube channel or Instagram account or TikTok account. And what you'll find is you may be putting your content in front of people who haven't seen you yet. A lot of big creators talk about how powerful shorts can be and how great they can be to getting new people in front of your content. But the mistake a lot of creators make is in trying to go viral with these shorts, right? You don't want that. All you want to use shorts for is help with your branding, right? You want to grow a long form channel, or at least that's what I do. And if that's your goal as well, use shorts not to go viral, but as a helpful branding tool to help get yourself noticed. I look at short form as support for what I'm already doing. So what I do is I take my long form videos, the ones I'm already putting time into, and I turn small clips from those into YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikToks. Just little moments that represent me, my message, and my personality. And this is where a tool like Nexus Clips comes in. It basically takes your long form videos and helps you quickly find those moments and turn them into short clips without you having to spend hours editing. And for me, that's key. Because in phase 1, you don't want more work. You just want to get more out of the work you're already doing. Now, again, I'm not doing this to chase viral shorts. I'm doing it so that if someone does come across one of my clips, they get a quick sense of who I am, and it brings more awareness back to my main channel. So if you're in this early stage, focus on your long form videos first, but don't lose sight of shorts. They can be a huge, huge help because sometimes all it takes to get somebody new to discover you is just a 20-second clip. So that's phase 1, the learning phase. Your first 20 videos, You're learning how to do YouTube. You're learning all kinds of new things, but YouTube is also learning who you are. So phase 2, I like to call the traction phase. All right. And what this one is, I mean, the number one rule, I think, is to not confuse YouTube, right? They're starting to know who you are. Don't confuse them. This is the point where your subscriber count should start to climb, right? If you are doubling down on what works. Identify what works. Use your analytics, figure out what videos are getting the most views, and try to understand what's different about those videos. Why are they getting views? Is it because of what you talk about in the videos? Is it the content, like the topic, right? Is that what people are interested in? Maybe it's the style of video, right? What kind of video was it that did really well? Is it going out for a walk like I'm doing right now? Or are you in your office? Is it a vlog style video? Is it a how-to video, right? Figure out what's working and double down on that. So either make the same types of videos again to see if that works, or make another video on the same topic, just a slightly different angle to it, right? Those are examples of doubling down on what works and trying to basically ride a wave that you might have started with a video that did well. YouTube is trying to figure you out. Every time you upload a video, and in this phase, I like to think of it as up to 50 videos, right? So videos 20 through 50. YouTube is actively trying to figure you out. And every time you upload a new video, that is more data for YouTube in trying to figure out who you're trying to reach and who you are as well. So try not to confuse YouTube by venturing off into completely different topics that are outside your niche, because that is just going to confuse YouTube and you're going to kill any momentum that you might have gained. The third phase I like to call the connection phase. What this is you building a connection with your audience. And I think of it as videos 50 through 100. So how do you connect with your audience? You do that by answering every comment that you get, okay? People are going to leave comments on your videos. You want to answer them all, especially if they ask questions, right? And try to get them to ask questions. And you can do that by asking them to in your videos, right? You want to refer to the comment section often in every video. Get in the habit of doing that anyways. If you don't do that in the beginning, that's okay because that wasn't your focus, but in the connection phase, that should be your focus. Try to get people to comment on your videos. Ask them what they think. Ask them questions and get them to answer you in the comments, or ask them to ask you questions. Like ask them what else would they like to see you make a video on, right? That's a great one. And they'll answer you in the comments. And when they do, you want to make sure you answer them back, right? And I mean, you could ask another question if you want, or tell them, great, this is an awesome idea. I'm going to put it on my list of videos to make in the future. Or I'm going to make that video next week. Stay tuned, right? As close and personal you can be with your audience, the better. You'll establish that connection. Earlier in this video, I talked about one thing that I did that kind of helped accelerate my path to 1,000 subscribers. Not in time, because it did take me 18 months, but that's because I took breaks along the way. But it only took me 27 videos. That extra thing that I did was I started doing live streams. So by telling you it only took me 27 videos, that's a little bit of a lie. I don't like to call it a lie, but not 100% the truth, because I also did 10 live streams in those first 18 months. It was close to a year, I think, before I did one. But by doing live streams, that is a fantastic way to help with connecting with your audience, okay? Commenting in the comment section and replying to comments, that's number one. That's where you start. But doing live streams and making yourself available to people live is on a whole other level, right? That really will solidify any relationships you start building in the comment section when people can see you live and show up and ask you questions and chat with you live. They can type a question in and you can answer them. And people love that, right? That helps build community. That is what I believe helped me get to 1,000 subscribers in just 27 videos. And if I did some other things better, if I were to do it over again, I think I'd be able to do it quicker in terms of time. Maybe it'll take me 27 videos or maybe more, who knows? But I'm very confident I'd be able to get there in well under 18 months. I believe that if you follow this roadmap, these 3 phases, that 1,000 subscribers isn't just something you're hoping for anymore. It's going to become inevitable. Like, you'll get there. So what do you think? What do you think about the framework? I mean, there's so many different ways to look at this, right? There's so many different ways to frame how to get from point A to point B. In this case, in this video, it's a subscriber number to hit a certain number of 1,000, which really doesn't even mean much other than you do need that to get monetized. But I didn't talk about how to increase your watch hours. If you want to know more about that, let me know. And if you need help with any of this, let me know that too. I've got links below where you can reach out to me and work with me if you'd like. So that said, my name is Rob. Thanks for watching this video, and I'm going to go home and edit this now, get warmed up, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.